to a guy ever.
And tomorrow,
why do you live anyway?
Are you in Lagos?
I want
Are
to
you in
get
Nigeria?
married.
How will you not feel
Just like
attached
a
after
must.
sex?
Yeah.
Like, no.
About every parent becomes the police
Okay.
in the lives of their kids.
Posing is not like me. I will just come direct like you guys do and open one ring. And
Okay,
no.
so
Guy, never reach me will marry me.
that's like you popping question.
There was a communication, something happened. So there's something like accidental
I'm
pregnancy.
working more than 12 hours because I'm going to wake earlier than him to take care of the children.
Do you know you are naturally, supernaturally built that way?
yeah,
Do you know? Do you know?
Imagine what
God has divinely made you like that.
Imagine.
Good evening and welcome to the lounge. My name is Margaret Osazua, and joining me today, of course, is Akpampa. Hi, Akpampa.
You got the name right this time. You got it right.
I'm about to get another one right. And Boluwatife Obakoya.
Hello, everybody.
Am I correct?
Yeah, you tried.
Chai.
You're not really.
That's your name,
You're
isn't
not really getting the.
Is it not Obakoya? Is it Obakoya?
Obakoya.
Yeah, it's
Obakoya.
Koya.
Exactly.
Obakoya. We're good. Yes. My cameraman is saying, wow. Yeah, it's not easy. You think it's easy to pronounce your Yoruba name?
No, it's not.
Thank you very much. Welcome. So today we are discussing something quite interesting. Child independence. When should parents let go? Quite an interesting one if you ask me. When should parents let go? For some persons that don't understand what child independence means, it's the ability for children to take responsibility, make decisions at an age appropriate time. So, I want to ask Buluwatife first.
Okay.
When do you think parents should let go?
So there's no specific age to when parents should let go. I think when that child has shown signs of being accountable for their actions, that's when you should let your child go. The whole concept of independence is knowing that actions have consequences. If you're aware that actions have consequences, then you know that when you do this, this is the consequence to this action. If you can take it, then you can understand the concept of independence.
Okay.
Until then, you should not let go of your child because you're just creating a bigger problem that you're going to meet in the future.
Okay. Thank you. Abamba, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with Bolu, right. Yes, I know that the legal age is 18. For under the Constitution, by 18, you are expected to be old enough to take responsibilities. That's why the voting age is 18. But beyond the legal age, I think a child becomes an adult when he starts taking responsibility and when he can be accountable, like Abolu said, to his actions and inactions. And for parents, I don't think there is a certain age where you decide that, okay, this is the best time for me to let this child be independent. Once he or she has shown well enough to be responsible for his or her action, at that point, then, and I feel that independence shouldn't be total. It shouldn't be something that you just let go just like that. It should be gradual.
Yes, sure.
You know, there should be that carrot and stick approach. He does well, you release more. He does well, you release more. Then when he has absolutely proven that he's reliable and he can, commit and, be responsible for whatever decision he takes, then the parent can decide to let go.
I think most people would agree with this particular last carrot and stick approach to maybe the really young ones.
Yeah.
I'm speaking from maybe 6 to 10.
Yes.
Most people from 13 to 20, they'll say no, they don't want it. Now, of ages 18 to where parents start saying, okay, it's time for you to wash plate. That's taking responsibility. Oh yeah, do this household chores. It's your turn. You should start washing your socks from school. The maid will no longer wash it for you. It's time for you to start, lay your bed. Your books. I shouldn't tell you what to do at this age. I can guide you, but I shouldn't tell you what to. I think that at this age, you should know what to do. Now, that's why speaking to the really young ones. Now, let's take it a top notch further. Let's go to the teenagers. We all know that these days, not youths. Youths are like the last bus stop.
Yes.
Let's focus on the teenagers. I'm talking about from 13 downwards. 13 to 19. Because 20, they agree against it, they be teenagers. 19,
True.
13 to 19. 13 to 19 believe I can make my own decisions. Well, I don't need you to guide me. So that's why we want to speak to what's the balance between guidance and independence. I mean, some teenagers don't believe, so some teenagers feel that their parents do not want to leave them to make these decisions because their parents feel that they are not grown enough. I take, for instance, the very realistic one, schooling. You want to go into the university and your parents are picking your course. We've seen it happen.
Yes.
There are so many children that have gone into school now, and now that they're out, they're like, okay, I want to go and study my own course. I've studied for you, mommy and daddy. We've seen that happen. I think this is like the most realistic case.
Yeah.
And so these children, these teenagers at this age, they're like, no. And the parents are like, no, we are guiding you. And children are, no, they're not letting me be free. You're guiding me. So can we speak to balance quickly? How can parents balance guidance and independence?
First of all, you need to know your child. In knowing your child, these are your strengths, these are your weaknesses. Okay, these are the possibilities that this child has. In understanding your child, and also the parenting style comes into play. When you are the type of parent that shouts down your child, independence will be forcefully taken from that child.
True.
That child will at some point say, okay, I think I want to express myself in a way that these people cannot understand me anymore. You come out being misunderstood. So in balancing that, you need to understand your child first, and then you need to be able to learn that your parenting style may not work in all cases. You understand your child and you administer the right style per situation. That's how you create balance in that kind of scenario.
Thank you very much, Bula. So Apampa, quickly to you. Why do you think that parents don't encourage independence? Because a lot of parents don't encourage it. They want to always be in your face 24/7. As far as they are seeing you, they want to keep seeing you. Why do you think parents don't encourage independence?
I think most times it's because of what they've experienced, and that has really shaped most times their parenting style. They are much older, they've seen life, and they believe that you are just coming up. You don't really understand what life is. Yes, maybe sometimes they might be wrong, but in most cases they're always right. And I'll speak to the scenario that you painted about picking courses and all that. Like, yes, I know things are fast changing, that people will advise that, hey, let your child
take his or course.
Go with his passion, and but the reality of the day, especially with the economy of the country, it doesn't really support that. That's true. Of course, that's the reality. Most times you can now flip it, and you go with your choice and you are successful. But they've seen cases of children that they've gone with their own choices and they've not turned out to be successful. So that has shaped their decision, and the belief is that except you do some certain courses which are professional in nature, you might not go far in life. I mean, you can't just, for example, you can't tell my mom that you are going to the university and what you are thinking is content creation. Of course, she doesn't understand that.
Definitely.
She won't get it.
She won't get it. That's not her reality. What she knows is that it's either you are studying medicine, you are studying the core professional courses.
Yes.
You understand? So at the end of the day, you can't really blame them. It is because they've seen life and they've realized that they don't want children that in the longer term will now become burden to them. They don't want to raise children that at the end of the day, in their 30s, they are still catering for them. So yes, maybe the kids of nowadays see that as stifling their creativity, stifling their independence. But I mean, it's not the fault of these parents. I mean, all they are doing is for their own good.
Yeah, but I think that even with all they are doing, yes, with what you said, all they are doing is for their own good. I think there's still a disadvantage to it, because if you sort of give your if you don't allow your child decide what he or she wants to study, for some persons, they already know what they want to study from secondary school.
True.
Some children are terrible at art. They love science,
Yes.
but you feel that, no, you're good enough in the art sector and they don't want art. But maybe daddy is an artist and they feel they want you to veer the same path and they don't want to veer that path. Now, what you end up bringing into the society are, for lack of a better word, will I say dollars? Because they won't study.
Low self-esteem.
Yes, they won't study. Thank you, low self-esteem. Some of them will not even care. I think, for instance, I went to a private university and I had somebody in my department. I'm not even going to call her name. And then she was like, "Oh, what this course? Now, first they forced me. If I carry to class, come out. Now that's happy." And I promise you, she carried out of class.
Yeah, that was the mentality from the
Do you understand?
onset.
She didn't care. That was not
Yes.
something she wanted to study. I understand that the economy has a role to play, but at the end of the day, it has to be something that this child loves to do. It's like, okay, parents nowadays say, everybody is doing extracurricular activity, and the child is like, "Me, I want to play chess," and parents are like, "Chess game
Professionally.
professionally." No. Then you put the child in maybe a swimming school or a swimming class, and the child is not having fun swimming. But because you say it's something that will help you. Okay, for instance, Lai Wasabi did something funny. It was a skit here where he was talking about how he put his child in school. And he told the child,
Yeah,
that he not send you
footballer.
to read book.
Just be a footballer.
Just be a
Be a
footballer.
footballer.
Yeah.
And then when it was time for the child to play, they put the child on the bench. And it's like, on the bench.
You're
Do you
not-
know how much footballers are making? Did I send you to school to read? You know, all of these things, yeah. But obviously, the child does not want to be a footballer. The child wants to study. So I understand the advantages of it, where, okay, the economic situation, they might not be able to pay a certain amount, or they also feel that this particular course, when you come out, it will give you so much more. You will not have to feed off us anymore. In fact, you'll be feeding us and all of that. But there's an advantage to it if it's not a passionate thing. So, personally, that is what I
Yes.
think. So I don't know. I'm looking for a way to balance both children saying, okay, Mom, this is what I want to do. So the question is, what should parents allow children do by themselves without lording over them? I understand that there is guidance, but I think there should be boundaries in the guidance a little bit, just so that the child can be responsible. Because trust me when I say, some children are very, very responsible. They don't know the first thing about being responsible, because when they turn like this, mommy is there to give. When they turn like this, which is
Daddy
good
is there
though,
to give.
to be a privileged kid, I think it's actually a great thing. Do you understand?
Yeah.
But at the same time, children need to know they need to know how to catch fish.
I think speaking to that, right? Yes, of course, there should be a balance to, how you control and how you let go. There should be a balance, and the balance comes in form of, like Bolu said earlier on, understanding
The child.
understanding the type of person that he or she is, understanding what he loves doing, and understanding if he's the carefree person or is the one that takes the initiative. When you have all of this information as a parent, you can easily decipher how to go about, controlling, and of course letting go. Like I said earlier, for children of the age bracket, the teenagers that you let go, of course you can't let them go totally.
Completely, yeah.
You still have to be there to guide them.
Guide.
So in that situation, for example, if you are well equipped with, for a parent, I feel it's your responsibility to be able to say, okay, this child, I can say this is the person that he or she is. This other child, I can say this is the person or he or she. So that way, I don't think parents that equipped with such information would find it very difficult to know how to balance things up, because really we have some spoilt brats really that's obviously you believe that
We're shaking that. Oh,
No.
you believe that at some certain age you should be able to
They
take
spoil
initiative,
the game for even the ones that want to take initiative.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
just ruin everything.
and when you really consider it, most times when you dig it up, the parent will say, what I suffered, I don't want my kids to also suffer.
Yeah.
So I want them to enjoy the best of life. I don't want them
Parents
to,
with rebellious
you know.
children.
And at the end of the day, they are grooming, you know, kids that they would always depend on others.
Yeah.
You understand? They don't take initiative. They believe that everything is at their beck and call because once they ask, their parents will supply. And
Right.
when those parents are no more there, there's a problem.
Thank you, Apampa. So, I mean, something just popped in my head, but I can't talk about it until we go into the youths. That's another step.
Okay.
Now we're
So-
talking about 20 upwards. Yes, you're smiling. Yes, so
Yes.
you see these ones. I feel that at a certain age, parents should really, really let go. Like,
From 20 upward.
So
yeah, not 20 upward. Maybe 23, 24.
23.
23.
Wait now.
Are we
When-
talking 20, 23? Which one are we talking?
23, 24,
What age bracket?
25. 2021, they still be looking at them like,
No, 2021. Yeah, I'm very confused. So much is
they still look at
blurry.
them like, omode seeing shit.
So much is even
Well,
blurry, and you show
Some
it
23,
that
some 23,
some things are
24 are
blurry.
also confused.
21's actually very mature.
Yeah.
they are mature, but things are still blurry.
And-
They would
and
hide
they want
that
their
part.
parents to actually let them go.
They will hide
Yeah,
that
it's
part.
normal. See,
You know,
we are
the parent will see
we're all
it.
kids.
That's
I mean,
why.
you always show that youthful exuberance, especially when you've tasted a little bit of freedom. Maybe you are just out your first time in the university. That's
Exactly.
the first experience of having total freedom. Your parents are not
some
there.
people cannot even speak to that freedom. Because when they enter university like this, their mother is still coming like every day.
That one
It's
is
my daughter stay
that
here,
one is
eh?
abnormality
Eh,
now.
she's-
Well,
you-
it
you
depends on the school. If it is a private university, you can't do that. If it is a federal
Well, I'm asking
university,
myself, why do you want to do that? Why would you do? Even if why would you do that?
some parents can't let go.
Oh my God!
There's something called
And it
fear
also-
of
and
letting
it also-
the child grow.
Yeah, and it also speaks to the kind of child that's the kind of child they have. Yes, some parents they can't let go, and some they have a genuine fear. I mean, they've seen the child at home and they're like, this one, this one go
Yeah,
spoil
but in
life.
saying this
What do you
one,
do?
how would that child learn if you're not
Yes.
given an opportunity to
that every
stand
child should
on
be-
at
That's why I
least one
said
leg?
it's a genuine fear. They don't.
Some mistakes may not be very costly if you think about it.
And some are very
Some are
costly.
very
Yeah,
costly,
even
but
the mistakes
some
are
may
not
not
costly.
be very
I
costly.
still even believe that sometimes you should allow these children make those mistakes.
fact,
they need to learn.
No, give them
Give them room. Let
give them a time
You don't
frame.
understand.
Okay, you want to do this for 3 months. You can do this for 3 months. Whatever comes out of it, we will both see the results and we'll both use our eyes to judge. Okay, did this work out? Did this not work out? Okay, if it didn't work out, then you will take my plan. If your own did not work out, then you will take my plan.
Because at the
But
end of the day,
I will give you space to express yourself and air how you feel about things. I'm not saying, oh, take all of me completely. I want to understand you. I want to help you. I want to guide you. But in doing all of that, also know that if your plan doesn't work out between this time frame, let's say 3 to 6 months, you are moving to something more productive and you are investing your time in that thing. And no questions about it because you have not proven to me that you can stand on your own. So you can let that child express themselves or you can take the other plan. In always running to mommy or daddy in this case, you're telling them that, oh, I want to stand, but I know you're still here. That kind of child, you move back.
yeah.
You give them tough love. That kind of child. I'm here when you need me. You are free to make mistakes, but think about the mistakes you're making henceforth. You start framing the mindset of the child. Okay, I can't afford to make this kind of mistakes anymore. It will cost me time, money, my body sometimes,
Energy.
some kind of mistakes, energy.
Hey.
You have to think about it. Your ability to think things through would determine whether they should give you the independence you want or not.
Yeah.
It's not even about the money you make or the career path you choose. How you think things through.
I quite agree with you, Boluwatife, because honestly, these days you see a lot of things online, and I'm just like, what is going on here? You see an adult, a full-blown adult, still doing my mommy said, my mommy did not say. Like, I'm looking at you like, what's going on here? Sorry, sir. Apologies, sir. You are an adult. There are certain, I believe that parents should give children certain rooms to make certain decisions. Now, I'm not saying that you should not guide, you should not counsel, because sometimes we are liable to make mistakes, thinking that we know it all. Because, I mean, children of nowadays, we don't want to believe that mommy and daddy know some things. We're like, that your cake mindset, don't bring it here. We are grown, it's a modernized world, 21st century. You know, you want to do all of that. But really, you cannot know everything.
Absolutely.
And you still need guidance.
Even your parents don't know everything.
Yeah, and you still need guidance. But if you don't give these children room to even explore. I mean, I was somewhere recently and a 21-year-old boy that is earning 30,000 naira and his girlfriend, supposed girlfriend, is earning 10,000 naira, he says he wants to marry.
Oh.
And I said, sorry, hey, what's love? That thing that you did is first
That's
again.
love. Man.
Oh, how sweet.
That's
It's
love. Man.
blind.
How sweet.
Very blind.
Well, you are gonna suffer.
You cry more than the
You're
children
gonna
you give
cry.
birth to.
Because, no, really, I literally had to
Oh.
put him down to sit and speak sense, because I understand.
Where are the parents?
I understand. These parents were there.
And
See,
they
and they-
accepted.
You know, it's like this. You know what I said in the first place. It's not because the parents are not there to guide. Now, guess what? The parents have done the fire brigade approach. They've done the slow approach. They've done the gentle approach. They've done the pastor approach.
They're just some
but you see
children.
this boy, he's so in love.
No, I don't
Wait
get it.
now. I'm serious,
Oh, okay.
He's so in love and he believes that
Mm.
for him to be a man is for him to marry. And I told him, including the girlfriend that come to show.
Did they
Yeah, but
plan
he-
to elope or what?
You know where? I told the girl.
So who would join them
I
together?
asked the boy. I said, "Do you go to the
transport
market?"
to elope, where will they see it?
I asked him,
Because
"Do you
it's
go to the market?"
30,000. No.
I asked him, "Do you go to the market? Like, do you buy stuff as a bachelor? Or do you just?" No, you are under your mother roof.
I know.
How can you understand?
No.
30,000 naira cannot even buy you anything now. You carry Baco's bag to the market with 30,000. You're gonna come back, you'll be looking at the Baco's bag. The Baco's bag will be looking at you because what are you gonna buy inside? 30,000 naira, 10,000 naira. But you want to marry. Do you understand? So it's not because, and I watched the mom say she was glad that maybe because of the way I spoke to him, he sort of listened to me. She had tried everything. So sometimes it's not because.
But I don't think
There
that's.
has to be
I don't
a
think
way
that.
to reach that.
I don't think that
What do you
type
mean
of
by she has
situation
tried
is.
everything?
I don't
See,
think.
you know what the biggest mistake most times is when a child sort of like becomes a provider in a home, when the parents are supposed to be the one providing.
Okay, I
To
understand.
speak to the child becomes very difficult.
I
The
get it.
child
I
has to
understand
see
that part.
somebody somewhat young like him or her
Doing something like
that
that.
is doing something profitable and more productive in his or her life, to speak to the child, to actually listen.
I get
True.
it.
Do you understand?
I
So that was what was happening there.
Okay,
and
I
I really
understand.
had to. Do you understand?
Well,
well.
in that case, right? That's I don't want to use is an adword. That's poverty speaking, really, because I believe in normal circumstance. In normal circumstance, nobody say now you dey feed the family. How you want to
Be a
look
child.
your parent and say 20
the
something
child
you want to
and grow.
go and
Some
marry?
child that you don't know children.
Of course, you
the
might
child,
have that
then
foolish
grow.
thought. You might have that
Yeah.
foolish thought, but once your parents say it's not under my roof, it's not possible. I mean, the realities are there for you. How are you going to do it? Who would
By
sit as your
yourself.
parent to say, okay, I want to marry your daughter?
But you know it's happening. You know that there are men that get married and move into their parents' houses with their wives.
Men, you said men.
There are men now. It's not.
Eh,
men.
no, you said
Wait,
men.
there are
Wait,
men that
not
get
a
married
20,
and
not a
moving-
20-year-old now.
What
Not a
qualifies him
20-year-old
as a
now.
man? Let's start today.
My sister.
Older
No,
people
eh,
now,
hey.
They are
older
making to
men.
give a woman stomach pregnancy.
That mean
Because that's what they will
mindset
tell
is
you. Because I
twisted.
can't understand it.
That's it.
And you know that
Twisted mindset.
that brings back the question of how firm, how much of a grip have the parents had on that child? Because at a certain age, if you're responsible enough, you know that you can't even be coming to mommy. See, there are certain things I would tell my dad, and my dad is like, seriously? Please, you know the answer to that. Don't stress
You
me.
know the answer
Because
to
he believes
that.
that you are an adult.
Yes.
You are supposed to be able to answer this. What if I'm not here? And sometimes my dad would say to me, my sister, what if I'm not here? What would happen then? Would you mess yourself up because you don't have an answer to this? You find a way around it. When you find your way around and you're a bit stuck, then come to me. Then I will
At
tell
least
you what to
make
do.
an effort.
But make an effort. When you don't even make an effort at all, that's a problem.
Yes.
What kind of child did I grow? What would they say? Do you understand?
I-
And
And
that's
I,
what is
and I
happening now.
believe for you to start exerting that type of notion, you don't do that when they've gotten to above the legal age. I mean, I believe that for you to start imbibing the culture of taking initiative, I think it starts from an early age.
Yes.
I mean,
agree with
you can't start talking to a spoiled brat who is 20 and say start taking initiative. It will be very difficult.
He doesn't even know the
word
So,
initiative.
and I know a friend that said she's married, and said by 2 or 1, our son, she has started showing the son what is right and what is wrong.
Okay.
You understand? Of course, babies now, they want to play with everything. He said before she would, hey, don't do this. She will leave him and say, yeah, touch it.
I mean,
And when you touch it and you see that this thing is fire,
have consequences.
you run back to the
You will
parents.
learn from the
Don't go
consequence
there
than my
again.
shouting.
Because she realized that at every moment she was shouting, the guy will not listen.
You will learn from the
So you
consequence
just say,
than the
okay,
shouting.
go and do it. So when the guy touched this thing and said, hey, this thing is bad, he ran back to the mother. And that's how you imbibe,
That's why I said some mistakes are not so costly. Some are very
the consequences of actions and inactions. And I believe that, see, the mistakes parents make is that at that moment that they now start to imbibe that culture is very late. It's too late.
Yes.
I mean, something that the guy is not used to, he will find it very difficult to adjust, really. I mean, if I'm not used to taking initiative, and you, at the age of maybe 18, 19, and you want to start imbibing that culture, maybe I might eventually imbibe the culture
At what
per
age?
situation or circumstance, but it will be very difficult. It will be extremely
tough.
difficult. So it's very important for parents at an early age to start instilling in their words that, hey, I might not be here for long. We have some kids that are orphans, and they are doing fine. So you have to start taking initiative, start taking decisions for yourself, and start understanding consequences of actions and inactions.
If you're just joining us, we've been speaking to child independence. When should parents let go? I would love you to call us on 091-3373-4592. 091-3373-4592. Child independence. When do you think parents should let go? Now, quickly, Bolu, I just want to ask you a question. Was there any point in your life where you felt, I wanted to be independent, and your parents just said, no, it's not time?
Yes.
Care to share?
Okay. So initially, when I moved into school, I was staying in the school hostel.
Okay.
And I noticed people were not staying in the hostel as well. And I was like, okay, how do they get to not be on campus? What are they doing differently that I need to do that would let my parents let me stay? And then I noticed that they were responsible in the sense that they would do stuff in front of their parents they know they can do when their parents are not there. So when you can vouch for that child and say, oh, Mojeri, she won't be here, and you would stick to it, they would give you that independence. You have to prove yourself. So I had to prove myself. If I tell them I will be back by 7, my 7 is 7. Even if I can extend the 7, it's just to build that trust for the time that I need it to be built.
Okay.
So I told them I would leave class by, let's say, 6:30. I will be in my hostel by 7. By 7:30, we would call and have like a group call. How was your day? All of that. My parents do that. Have group call. How was your day? How was everything? Any issue? So I know that by 7:30, I need to be on my bed to do that group call. It was just for a few years, just to imbibe the culture that we are interested in your life. And I didn't really understand that initially, but over time, I think I did. So I needed to build that trust and then let them know that, okay, if I say my 7 is 7, my 7 is 7, you don't need to think about it any other way. If it extends 7, I have a valid reason why it is extending 7, and you should trust that reason. That was how I was able to get
I love it.
independence.
And Papa, at any point in your life?
Yeah, that was when I left college, and of course then that period that you have to wait before you get into the university, and I wanted to start making money. So I didn't tell anyone. I started looking for a job, and when I got a job, I said, okay, I have a job, and they're like, who did you tell? Are you suffering here? What is it? Like, I mean, the belief then is that once you start making your own money, you grow wings. You understand?
true.
You grow wings. You might not be controllable because you believe that you have your money.
You see life from a different perspective.
And I had to make them understand that I will continue to live in your house till I leave for university. It's not possible that I will be living under your roof and I will develop an attitude that you would not like. Of course, initially it was very difficult for them to accept because they believe that, we are absolutely providing everything for you. This 1 year, we are not complaining, even if you are not doing anything. But I realized then that I didn't want that type of, if I didn't want that type of life for myself, then it was also an escape for me because I don't want to be doing house chores. I don't want to be so it was also an escape, and I realized that the more I stayed back, they were loading me with work. So I said, let me go and look for work. So that as they are leaving in the morning, me too, I'm carrying my bag and we are leaving. So, but when they realized that not too much changed when I started working, they accepted, and they realized that, okay, now it's much easier with my siblings because with me, they can see the template and they know that, okay, this thing can actually work. And most times when they want to, enforce some things on my younger siblings, I tell them that, oh, it doesn't work that way. I could remember when my sister was leaving for university and my mom was like, oh, you must go to this church when you get to school. And I just felt like, it's not possible. I said, why?
There's some battles you don't fight.
So my mom was like, you have grown wings now. We asked you to be going to Saturday, don't you? I said, it's not possible. Okay. She will tell you yes, but I know it's not possible.
She will not do it.
Why make her lie to you
She
in the first place?
I said, it's not possible. So initially, she grudgingly said, no, she must go. I said, okay, let's wait and see.
She will do it for some time.
When my sister started going to another church, I said, your daughter is going to another church now. The church that I said she should be going, she's not going again. So she realized that, okay, because you want it this way and you believe that this is the right way, does not mean if you does it another way,
it won't work.
It won't work. So, and with the younger parents, I believe it's much easier for them because now the realities are fast changing. I understand that fear. I understand, what she was thinking because she's from the older generation where they have a family template that everybody must follow. But now the kids these days, they're influenced by different things. They're influenced by the society. They're influenced by the social media. And you have to be very careful not to lose them. Because in trying to stifle them, you might actually lose them.
Which brings me to me. Because I have story for days. I have stories for days. And I think I even shared one on the lounge. I went to the university. I went to a private university. And for me, it was freedom.
Private? Private?
Yeah, so. Because, see, I know the kind of mindset they have towards private universities, but mine was not so tight like that. Like, okay, you must do this. If you don't do this, this will happen to you. I was reading book. But I just liked the fact that nobody was saying, go and do this one. Or where are you now? What are you now doing now? So it's like, is this what freedom looks like? Oh my God. But you see, there was a particular day. My mom decided to come to school without telling me. But thank God, her daughter was there on Yes, I was in school. She came to school and she found me. And I was like, what was your plan?
Not to find me.
Me, that was I usually used to be very scared in school because there were a lot of trucks on our road. So even if I leave school, it's to go and eat Amala. If I leave school, it's to go to University of Amala to go and
Yeah.
That's the only reason. But saying any other thing, I used to be like a very scaredy cat. So I was going with the university and I said, okay, it's time now. I'm a full-grown woman. I can't do what I like. Thank you, my sister. Let's unleash. I started working almost immediately, and I felt again.
This is
God
the life.
is on my side.
This is the life.
But his parents, they say no.
It was no work.
No. Say we will follow you bumper to bumper. I remember this day. I've shared it on the lounge before. Wanted to go somewhere. My friend was having a birthday, and she wanted to celebrate it big. I thought to myself, if I say I'm going for birthday party,
They will say no.
these people will say no. What do I do? That, I'm just trying to tell you what goes through the mind of children when they lie to their parents. That's parents that try to, they have this tight grip on their children.
Choke their children.
I'm just trying to tell you because my parents were like this. I'm telling you, for me to play that fast one on them, I thought for 1 week.
Oh wow.
I see.
I strategized.
Rehearsing the
How do we
line.
do this? I involve my friends. I say, let's do this. What kind of time we're going for vigil?
Oh no, that's the worst.
Do you understand? I tell them we're going for a vigil. Let me tell you the height. That's how mischievous I could be. When I got to the front of one church where they are really playing bell.
Oh my goodness.
Hanako, hello mommy. Listen to Michelle. Good night. Take good care of yourself. Thanks so much, ma. I went to go enjoy myself. I came. Only my sister knew where I was. Now, 4 years down the line, I sit my both parents down because they wanted to try that same hand on my siblings. And I told them I wasn't going to take it. I want my siblings to be so open to me that if they are taking 3 steps to the front, I want to know.
True.
So I told them, I said, let me tell you what happened this day. My mom's mouth was open. Ah, you did this, you did this, child. And I told her, I said, you need to trust me that I know the daughter of whom I've been born from.
Yeah.
You need to trust my judgment. That I will not do anything that would taint the image of the family.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's good for children to be a tad bit exposed. Even if it's a little bit. How would you explain it when people are having some conversations? And you can't, if they ask you can't even chip in anything.
You can't
Every
relate.
day, mom say, cover yourself under blankets, stay there, let me bring your food to you, eat here. You know, nothing. Do you understand? You know, when I was in on the land, there was an expert that was also like, and she said it's true. People, mind you, on this video, some people have done Western, some children didn't even come back alive.
True.
That's the extreme.
Why? They want to try what people have been talking about. They don't have an idea.
In trying to be free, one just
Do you understand?
express.
Do you understand? So
enter
I
the
understand
express. Yeah,
you want to guide, you want to counsel, but sometimes let the children just experience this a little, you know, and give them a room, an opportunity to speak to you about it. And see something happened today. You know, you are accepting
That
it.
even reminds me.
Yeah.
The first time I tried alcohol, it was my dad that gave me. He said, "You are going to school. You would definitely attend parties. I wouldn't want someone spiking your drink and you cannot consciously defend yourself."
Yeah, true.
So my dad and my uncle, they will sit us and we will have like small parties and they'll sit us and like, take a sip. How are you? How do you feel? Gauge yourself. What is your limit? And that was how it started. So now you know, okay, if it is a can of Smirnoff you can finish. After that, you know you can't take more than 1 can of Smirnoff. You know that, okay, I'm not doing past myself.
Thank you.
1 can is 1 can. Anything after 1 can is a shade, and you know. And anything that happens after that, carry the
So you're
consequence.
saying to Israel. So while I understand that yes, there should be a balance between guardians and independence, I still feel like sometimes parents should deliberately. It's not easy because they are parents. And when you bear children, you will understand it. But I feel like parents should just try, even if it's a little bit, just start to the back. Your body might be pep. I've seen a woman like that. She told me, she said, the way my daughter was telling me the thing she was telling me. Margaret, I said, don't worry.
Absorb
Calm
it.
down. Drink cold water. Relax. So that she can
Absorb
come
it.
back tomorrow
And say
and
something.
still speak up. Because if you act like this, she's never going to tell you anything
will
again.
hide
So
her
I believe
full
that,
life.
so I believe that there should be a little bit of letting go from some parents. Thank you so much for joining us on the lounge today. My name is Margaret Usazua. Thank you so much, Boluwatife, for joining us on the lounge.
It's been
today.
a pleasure.
And Akpampa.
Always a pleasure.
Until next week, Thursday, same time. Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Toodaloo.
To a guy ever.
And tomorrow,
Why do you leave LA?
Are you in Lagos?
I want to
Are you in
get
Nigeria?
married.
How will you not feel
Just like
attached
a
after
must.
sex?
Yeah.
Like, no.
About every parent becomes the police
Okay.
in the lives of their kids.
Posing is not like me. I will just come direct like you guys do and open one ring. And
Okay,
no,
okay,
no.
so-
guy, never reach me will marry me.
That's like you popping question.
there was a going, there was a communication, something happened. So there's something like accidental
I'm
pregnancy.
working more than 12 hours because I'm going to wake earlier than him to take care of the children.
Do you know you are naturally, supernaturally built that way?
Yeah,
Do you know? Do you know?
Imagine what
God has divinely made you like that.
Imagine.